and welcome to Soul in Balance. I thought I would do a cosmic update on the intense energy that is happening right now. Oh my God, there is chaos everywhere. So yes, we are currently going through Virgo season. So we've had 5 planets in Virgo, and it has been tough. You know, we've just had the amazing Leo season of all this creativity, all this love, all this joy and passion everywhere. And then we've just, landed in Virgo, and it's just like, what the hell? Like, I was so happy, and then now I'm here. But yeah, so Virgo is the wheat maiden. So if we think about wheat harvesting, the chaff needs to be separated from the wheat. So we only process the good parts and the parts that we can digest. It's about, sorting things out, being, using discernment, finding out what's functioning. And Virgo is like that laser beam. So, it focuses directly on something that's not functioning properly, and it sorts it out so we can, get everything moving. It's a very needed sign. Like, it's about detoxing and what's working for us. So it's something that is very, very important. But at the same time, with all this planet lineup and then all the aspects that are coming off this, it is really getting too intense. And a lot of people out in the world are just really not coping at all. And we've had all these solar flares hit the planet. So that's, I think it's 300,000 times bigger than any other solar flares that we've had. And this is also causing confusion, feeling tired, insomnia, irritability, anxiety, acute health issue flare-ups. It's just been absolutely intense. And then when it comes to, the Virgo stuff, like we've got a T-square going on. So as all the planets start to move along, they will square Jupiter, trine Saturn, and opposite Neptune. So this is bringing up confusion. Am I being lied to? What is the truth? I can't see what's happening. Is there something dodgy going on that I can't see? And then it's Saturn. What is the restrictions? I'm feeling blocked. I can't move. I can't, like everything that I've been, working towards is just stopped. And then there's Jupiter, which is a planet of expansion, and it's making a square. So we're feeling like everything that we hoped for, everything that we dreamed about just isn't happening anymore. And then it's expanding on this negativity that we're seeing in Virgo. So it's just a really confusing time. And we can be looking at our partners like, you're just doing everything wrong, like everything is your fault. And I'm seeing this playing out everywhere. Every time I leave the house or on Facebook, there is just arguments in relationships, in all kind of relationships going on, and nobody is looking at it as a system, as everybody, both people are involved in an argument. And then there's people not talking to each other. This is even worse. And I understand how this is happening because we've just had the sun right next to Mercury, and this can cause not feeling able to express yourself properly. And we've definitely felt like even people that are good communicators have probably felt like they can't communicate how they really feel because they can't really see what's going on properly. They feel like they can't move forward. They're too tired from the solar flares, or they're too wired from the solar flares, or too much Virgo, which also affects the nervous system, and overthinking and going over things over and over and over again. So look, it's just definitely a crazy time. But I just wanted to say the importance of what we need to be doing right now, what all these aspects are saying. So Jupiter, okay, first I'll explain. So all the planets, so Venus has gone through this T-square. Then Venus will be making aspects out to Pluto, which will be like a death and rebirth process. So after all the stuff we've just learnt, in relationships, then it's going to go through a death and rebirth process. Can this relationship transform, or is it going to end? Then the next planet that goes through this T-square is going to be Mercury, which is communication. Can we learn on a communication level? Can we reprogram our mind? Can we communicate better in relationships, in what we want, our desires, our career, where we're going? Then it's going to be the Sun, our goals, what we're doing, who we are. And then it's going to be Mars. So it's just going to be one planet at a time. So the next 2 weeks is going to be tough. And then on the 13th, 14th, we're going to have the full moon in Pisces, which is going to be another just cosmic dumping of information and what's going on. So it is just really, really intense. And I think it's important that we have some tools right now to survive this energy. So I don't want to get any more into the planetary details, but I just want to say, first and foremost, is to love and honor ourselves. We cannot be looking to our partners right now to make us feel better. We cannot be looking at what our partners or our friends or what anyone else is doing. Our focus needs to be on ourselves and loving ourselves, not being overly critical. Obviously let that information come through. Does it resonate? Does it not? Or is it just brain chatter, monkey brain stuff that you need to let it pass through? Because we're just being too critical of ourselves and everybody right now. So first thing, get up in the morning, doing, manifesting, reprogramming your brain, positive thinking. What all this stuff is bringing up right now is the way that our subconscious mind has been programmed and how we need to be changing that now. We're all here to evolve. We're all here to let go of our generational programming of lack. And the same circumstances repeating themselves and repeating themselves and repeating themselves. We need to break that cycle right now. This is the time to break it. So starting the day, every day, reprogramming the mind, saying all the things that you want to see in your reality, and then loving yourself, doing the things that make you happy, focusing on yourself, doing your passions and creativity and your goals, working on the stuff that you're passionate about. That is where our focus and our drive should be at right now, not at, analyzing everybody and, blaming everybody for all the problems that are going on. And especially if you're in a relationship, is to make sure you're happy within yourself before you speak to your partner. You're responsible for you. And even myself, I've been going through this same thing myself, and I know within myself, I can't speak to my partner if I'm not feeling 100%, because then I'm more likely to nitpick at what he's doing, and then whatever I'm doing, he's going to do back to me. So it's really a time of just focusing on ourselves and grounding ourselves within ourselves. The world is changing. The old thing was ground yourself to the earth. Well, everything's changing on our planet. All we've got is to ground within ourselves. So just being whole and centered within who we are. We don't need validation from our partners. We don't need validation from our jobs or our family or our friends or anyone else. All we need is our own support and care. And this is gonna be what helps us get through all this sticky energy that is going on, and all this energy is also pushing us into that direction as well, being self-reliant. So especially on an emotional level, are we able to support ourselves emotionally, and start to love ourselves, instead of relying so heavily on other people to love us? And that's another thing too, the best way to find out if something's supposed to be in your life with all this negativity and all these aspects that are going on is to look at the North Node in Cancer. Does it make you happy? Does it make your heart sing? Does it feel good? If this relationship before this Virgo time didn't feel good, that's definitely the ones that need to go. And I don't want to hurt anyone, but it's really coming to us, a point in our evolution where we need to let go of these old relationships. Personally for me, I see so many people that are in so many stuck old relationships because they're too scared to leave or evolve, or you know what I mean? And I don't want to offend anyone because, we're all going through different things in our lives, but it's just time to let go of relationships of convenience that aren't really compatible to us or serving us anymore. Like, it's really time to, you know, use this Virgo time to really go over what's functioning and what's not. And that's the thing, like with all these planets right now, relationships that aren't meant to be probably aren't going to last this lineup of planets. It is just too intense and too hard. And then when it gets to January next year, when there's the Pluto and Saturn conjunction, it's just going to be the end of cycles. So look, if you're in a relationship currently that's not working, this can be a good time to actually start letting that go. Let that Virgo point you in the direction of where to go. So yes, it is definitely a time to, yes, start the morning reprogramming our mind. It's all about our belief systems, where they need to upgrade and change. You know, loving ourselves, being grounded within ourselves, doing what makes us happy, making ourselves happy, loving ourselves, and in a certain way, going with the flow. Like, yes, this energy is crazy, but it's crazy for a reason, you know, like maybe we should just be going with the flow with this crazy energy, you know, like getting a little bit crazy ourselves, you know, like, so yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'd, you know, give some advice on what I think might be helpful for some people that are struggling out there, and especially with like the solar flares that happened at the end of August. Just getting enough sleep, resting, being hydrated, looking after your health. Like, I think there's just a big emphasis on health right now, but you know, like even have a look at all the fires that are happening in the world, like the tornadoes and the cyclones, and it is just hectic out there. And you know, I'm a big conspiracy theorist, and you know, there's no doubt in my mind that they do use you know, machines and, you know, technology to create some of these natural disasters. And then, you know, the fires in Africa and in Brazil, like they're definitely man-made. If you think about it, the, what's it called again? The tribal communities from Arizona, I mean, the Amazon, yeah, they won a court battle, you know, against the big oil companies. And isn't it funny that it's on fire, you know, like after they won? But yeah, so there's just so many terrible things going on, you know, within the world, within our hearts and in our reality. But just know, like, the best way to get through this stuff is just to love yourself and believe in yourself and be there for yourself, and not, you know, like just be critical on everybody else or ourselves. But yeah, just at this time, if you're having issues with your partner, talk about it. You know, like talk about how you're feeling, how they're feeling. What can you do to get through this energy? Personally, me, my partner at the moment, you know, like we're just being very light with each other. Like we're making ourselves happy, and then we're just communicating and keeping it light. Like if there's something that needs to be discussed, like we're both not happy or feeling negative about something, we'll discuss it. But at the moment, there's no blaming and pinpointing and you're the problem of this and blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, we're all evolved beings here. We need to be owning our own stuff and letting go of the stuff that's coming up. We can be, you know, experiencing our old patterning that we did, you know, like in our last relationships, or we could be experiencing the relationship that we saw with our parents show up, or, you know, like something like that. Like there's just so much old stuff coming up to be clear, like generational stuff that's from our bloodlines as well. So, you know, it's important to use the stuff that we've learnt on this journey to transform this stuff, because we're transforming relationships, we're transforming our belief systems, we're transforming the way we operate. So at this time, you know, just be a little bit mindful of, oh, what's going on. And yeah, like it's just a tough time, and support yourself. If you'd like a reading from me, please shoot me an email from the details down below. Even just in this video, just put down how you're feeling, what you've experienced. Like the more information that you can share, the more we'll be able to help other people. So yes, that is pretty much it from me. I hope everybody looks after themselves, you know, stays hydrated, loves themselves, be kind to themselves, because however we treat ourselves right now is how we're going to treat other people. So best of luck and many soul journey blessings.